The Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton, a love story that is more than just competing together in Formula One. It's a story that is filled with love, drama, memorable wins, and the occasional fights. The perfect love story, nothing short of a Hollywood movie. Lewis Hamilton, dressed in silver, was almost a part of the machine. They were welded, forged together, one body. You couldn't really see where the car stopped and the driver began. But picture this: Cristiano Ronaldo in colours of Barcelona. Or for cricket lovers, MS Dhoni in colours of Royal Challengers Bengaluru, an IPL franchise that's spearheaded almost by Virat Kohli. Or Michael Jordan at Los Angeles Lakers instead. The association is jarring and a shock to the nerves, because after a certain point, it is not just about the player, but the player being the face of the team or the franchise or the brand. So then this picture, Lewis Hamilton in red, is quite a shocker. He's leaving Mercedes. The British Formula One icon will be joining Ferrari for the 2025 season. So it is still a while away, but this is the biggest news we all woke up to. Hamilton in red, standing next to Charles Leclerc in red. There is so much excitement and sadness as well that fans are experiencing everywhere. It's a mix of emotions. Excitement for obvious reasons. Sadness, well, that quite a few for that as well. Hamilton joining Ferrari also means that Carlos Sainz is the collateral damage to the biggest Formula One news story to come out in the 21st century. Sainz confirmed the news of his departure after the 2024 season via social media. He said he and Ferrari will part ways at the end of the year, and it is going to be a long season. He says he will give his absolute best, and he will, of course, let everyone know what his future course would be. Now, the arrival of Hamilton was bound to make this Mercedes move, on the other hand, confirmed the departure of Lewis Hamilton. The club CEO and team principal Toto Wolff broke the news.
In terms of team driver pairing, our relationship with Lewis has become the most successful the sport has seen, and that's something we look back on with pride. However, we knew our partnership would come to a natural end at some point, and that day has come now. We accept Lewis's decision to seek a fresh challenge, and our opportunities for the future are exciting to contemplate. But for now, we still have one season to go, and we are focused on racing to deliver a strong 2024.
Now, two things that I can read from that statement of Toto Wolff. One, Toto says he accepts this. It comes from a place of acknowledgement. Now, there are successful franchises in every sport. Mercedes is definitely one of it. Yes, but when you speak about legacy and being responsible for making athletes everywhere dream, then you are talking about one image. It's like saying every sports person's dream is to represent your country. It is what drives you. And Toto knows every Formula One driver's biggest dream would be to sit behind the wheel and race a car that legends like Michael Schumacher and Niki Lauda once drove themselves. And Toto Wolff also says that he saw this coming, and maybe somewhere we all did. It's like that relationship that is forged with love, so you think you can push and make this last despite disagreements or fights, because the love should be strong enough to see you through to the end. Last year was tough for both Toto Wolff and Lewis Hamilton. They did have a very strained 2023, which is going to be for another year now. Meanwhile, Ferrari announced that Hamilton will be joining on a multi-year contract. It's believed that Hamilton activated a release option after he signed a 2-year contract with Mercedes. Let's then hear it from the man at the center of the new storm.
Mercedes has been part of my life since I was 13 years old. It's a place where I have grown up, so making the decision to leave was one of the hardest decisions I have ever had to make. But the time is right for me to take this step, and I'm excited to be taking on a new challenge. I am 100% committed to delivering the best performance I can this season and making my last year with the Silver Arrows one to remember.
Now, a new challenge awaits Hamilton, much like what critics believed that he did when Hamilton left McLaren and joined Mercedes. They described the move as a big gamble. Pundits believed that Mercedes had no history of success, and not many would have imagined what would follow. Of his 7 world champion titles, he won 6 with Mercedes. At his 11 years at Mercedes, Hamilton won a total of 82 races. He's also finished in top 3 during a race also called as podium finish on 142 occasions. Those are some staggering statistics. No wonder Hamilton's legacy at Mercedes is something to cherish. And thus, move to join Mercedes' rival is something not many can accept, expect, or even digest, or welcome with open arms just as much. Not many can wrap their heads around this, and yes, I can understand that. But was his decision to move to Ferrari out of the blue, or was it always on the cards? Hamilton, like many drivers, I would presume now, has had a fascination with Ferrari. He has acknowledged the temptation to join them in the past. Back in 2021, he said, and I quote, "It's definitely going to be crazy to think that I never drove for Ferrari, because for everyone, that's a dream position to be in." He certainly is in a dream position now. Hamilton would be looking at the new chapter fascinatingly. Ferrari had just recently also announced a new multi-year deal. For ace driver Charles Leclerc, the duo will now pair up to compete in the 2025 season. But with Hamilton leaving for Ferrari, there will be a big void at Mercedes, and it would be hard one to fill. But who are the potential replacements then for Hamilton? The most likely would be Carlos Sainz, almost a straight swap deal. Sainz's contract runs out in 2024, and he will be looking for a new team in 2025. Sainz is a two-time race winner and has been on podium 18 times in his 9-year-long career. Another name doing the rounds, of course, is that of Sergio Perez. Similar to Sainz, his contract runs out at the end of 2024 this year with Red Bull, and an extension looks a little unlikely at this point. But there were rumors of him planning to retire after his stint with Red Bull. Should he choose to continue, a spot in Mercedes could be ideal. Mercedes have had their love affair with Williams Racing in the recent past, having signed their previous two drivers from that racing entity. And thus the name of Alex Albon was bound to pop up. There are many candidates that can replace Hamilton at Mercedes, but will any of these fill the big shoes? Well, that's tough to say. On the other hand, how will Hamilton flourish at Ferrari? Will his quest for another World Championship title be fulfilled in different colors? That's for another day, some time away. But for now, I think all of us will take some time to come out of this and let it all sink in. And while we get used to seeing him in another outfit, it will take some time to see Lewis Hamilton in another avatar a year later.